Welcome to Sports Jam for the week of November 5th. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. We've got plenty of playoff action for you in football and volleyball, plus state soccer.
And in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we'll meet an off-the-field contributor in the Totino Grace football program who has a lot of heart.
We'll get started with the final day of the season for cross-country runners. The state meet featured some great performances for local runners, including a team title for a local squad. Boys race starts off the Class AA session in the 20th year at St. Olaf College. Stillwater's Wade Hall wins it in a time of 15 minutes, 21 seconds. Hopkins' Joe Klecker led for much of the race, but settles for third behind Apsa Ali of Richfield. Connor Olson of Wayzata is fifth. The Trojans' Josh Nielsen finishes amongst a pack of runners for 21st place. Wayzata is third as a team. In the girls' race, Shakopee senior Maria Hauger wins state for the fourth year in a row. Her time, 13 minutes and 42 seconds, more than 15 seconds better than the runner-up. And that runner-up is Wayzata's Anna French. Her teammate, Michaela Keller-Miller, is 17th as the Trojans win the girls' team title. As we check out the team scores, Wayzata's girls win their first team championship, easily outscoring runner-up Egan, then it's Edina and Forest Lake. The Totino Grace girls are 12th. No surprise as Hauger races to the win with French second. Stillwater's boys run away with a AA team title with Lake Conference teams Edina and Wayzata in second and third. Hall is the champion, and again, Klecker finishes third.
Now to football, where 7 local teams were still alive entering Friday night. Though they are now in different sections, Wayzata and Champlain Park met up for a 6th straight season in the playoffs in the crossover games between Section 5 and 6 in Class 6A. Wayzata unbeaten in their history against Champlain Park. A disastrous start for the Rebels. Punter Trevor Naslin goes to a knee to field a low snap. He's down, and the Trojans get the ball at the Rebels' 10. And they capitalize right away as Jeff Borchert starts a huge night with an easy 5-yard score at 7-0 Wayzata. More trouble for Champlain Park as Michael Sales coughs it up. Chris Pearson recovers for Wayzata, and they take advantage. Borchert, who moved from wide receiver to running back at midseason, goes up to get this pass and pulls it away from the defender for a touchdown and 14-0 lead. He adds another for a 21-0 lead after one. Champlain Park's offense does some good things, and Trevor Garrison is very Brett Favre-like here, flipping it to the end zone for huge tight end Matt Juneau. Hangs on to pull them within 21-7. Wayzata has an answer, though, as the O-line opens a big hole for Borchert's 4th TD of the night. It's 28-7 Trojans in the second quarter. After a Sales TD cuts the lead to 14, a good play call and execution here. The fake is to Borchert, and then Nick Olmanson throws it back to Borchert, who gets a couple of key blocks, and he'll go in. Wayzata leads 35-14 at the half, and they win 49-14 behind a 6-touchdown night for Borchert.
It was one of the best days of my life today, and the O-line did a great job, made it a blast, and couldn't have asked for a better last home game than this.
We've gotten a lot better over the whole season, and the progress that we've been making is just like huge. Every week we're getting better practice. We're working super hard, doing everything we can to get into it, and we have to cherish these moments.
Osseo has put together a couple of pretty strong seasons in a row. The Orioles met up with last year's state Class 5A champion Eden Prairie in another Section 5-6 crossover game. Eden Prairie gets on the board on a play-action pass. Grant Schaefer's under pressure, able to get it to Zach Hovey for the touchdown, 7-0 Eagles. Iowa Wildcat, or Bridge Cat as they call it, it's Bridge Tussler running it inside the 5 to about the 2. Sets up a field goal, and the Orioles are within 7-3. Second quarter, Bjorn Halverson stretches Eden Prairie's lead, taking it in for an 8-yard touchdown, 14-3 Eagles at halftime. Osseo tightens it up in the third. Troy Cray gets in easily. A 2-point conversion makes it 14-11. Down 21-11, Tussler makes his presence felt on special teams. And he gets 2 crushing blocks early on this punt return, steps through a tackle and takes it the rest of the way. It's a 52-yard return for a touchdown for Tussler and the Orioles, and it's a 21-18 game. Eden Prairie makes some key plays, though, and here's another. Schaefer with a play fake, and he keeps going around the end, just getting in before Cray jars it loose. 28-18 Eagles. And they seal it up with an interception by Levi Vartenka. A good effort and a good season for Osseo, but they fall 28-18 to Eden Prairie.
At Maple Grove, the Crimson hosting Minnetonka, trailing 3-0. Maple Grove gets a big play as Blake Skya throws deep to talented receiver Jake Winicky, who hauls it in for a 42-yard pickup to the Skippers' 21. But the drive stalls, and Bryson White's field goal try is wide right as the Skippers keep their lead. On the ensuing drive, play action, and watch Nick Rooney thread the ball to the back of the end zone to Joe Martinson. It's 10-0 Tonka at the half. Maple Grove moves the ball fairly well. Tyler Field with a nice cut on this run before he is tripped up in Tonka territory. Sets up another field goal try, and Wida nails this one. He pulls Maple Grove within 10-3 with that kick. Here's a killer, though, for the Crimson. A big hole opens up, and Ian Cody dashes through it. The sophomore moves well for a big man. It's a 31-yard touchdown, and that makes it 17-3 Skippers. Maple Grove is held without a touchdown as Minnetonka knocks the Crimson out 17-3.
In Class 5A football, the Totino Grace football team casts a pretty big shadow. Just a few miles up Highway 65 is another strong program, Spring Lake Park. First meeting of the season between the Panthers and the Eagles. First drive of the game, and Totino quarterback A.J. LaPante heads Charlie Miller with a 16-yard pass down to the Panthers' 20-yard line. A few plays later, they cap the drive with a touchdown. Mason Kalazewski scores from 2 yards out, and the Eagles lead 6-0. There are some huge defensive plays in this game. Miller comes through on defense, putting the hit on Gabe Dahl, forcing a fumble. Jared Schmidt recovers, stopping the Panthers in the red zone. Spring Lake Park's defense gets a big stop here. LaPanta's off-balance throw picked off by Josh Bauer. He returns at 25 yards and into Eagles territory, but the Panthers can't cash in, and it remains 6-0. Right before halftime, Eagles linebacker Kurt Maddox with a huge hit on SLP quarterback Austin Swenson. Ben Peterson recovers the fumble, almost gets in here. He's ruled down on the half-yard line. The Eagles would score a play later and lead 14-0 at the half. First drive of the second half is an impressive one for the Panthers. Jared Evans is virtually untouched as he scores from 17 yards out. Puts Spring Lake Park on the board. It's 14-6. The Panthers get no closer, though, and in the fourth quarter, Kalazewski scores his second touchdown of the night to make it 21-6 Eagles. Totino Grace beats Spring Lake Park in the section playoffs for the 5th time in the past 6 years. The Eagles are headed back to state.
It's awesome. I couldn't be happier. When we started the season, I had three goals. We won conference champions. We won section champions. Now next goal we still got to get is state champions, and that's all I'm focused on now.
The Eagles meet Apple Valley in the state Class 5A quarterfinals. That game is Friday night at Griffin Stadium in St. Paul. Apple Valley is 8-2 this season.
Now to Class 4A. Cooper's football team had its best season since the 1980s. They look to reach the state tournament for the first time since 1996 when they visited Nicollet Island to face De La Salle in the Section 6 final. First quarter, 3rd and long for the Islanders. Reed Travis hooks up with James Lawson for a big gain deep into Cooper territory. And it sets up an 18-yard touchdown run by Chris Williams here for the Islanders. It's 7-0 De La Salle. Late in the first quarter, a huge defensive play for De La Salle. Sam McCarthy strips the ball, and it goes right into the hands of Aaron Warren, and he is headed the other direction. It's a touchdown for the Islanders, a big play that makes it 14-0. In the third quarter, the same score. Cooper's on the doorstep. De La Salle makes a goal line stand, and Cooper turns it over on downs. Fourth quarter, and Travis and Lawson connect again. This time it goes for a 28-yard touchdown. Cooper loses this one by a score of 28-0. And the season comes to an end for the Providence Academy football team, too. The Lions fall in overtime to Jordan, 31-28 in the Section 2 3A title game. They finish with a 7-3 mark. So, John, after starting Friday, as we said, with 7 local squads left, it's down to 2 familiar playoff powers remaining.
That's right. Wayzata and Totino Grace. Wayzata is going to play Eastview at the Metrodome Friday, and you always like those teams to advance, or like their chances anyway to advance. Is so familiar to this time of season. And
I think they get used to what you do in the playoff time in terms of practice and everything. It all helps out.
That's right. Next up here on Sports Jam, action from section volleyball along with the state girls soccer tournament. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sports Jam, and time to talk state soccer.
Yeah, we had girls teams advancing all the way to the title game this year, and a pretty good success in the end, too. They continue to produce great players and great teams. The Wayzata girls soccer program is one of the state's best. This year's Trojans team was one of the better squads they've had. They met White Bear Lake at the Metrodome for the Class AA title. Less than 2 minutes to play in the first half, and Kylie Schwartz wins the race to the ball and puts it away, and it's 1-0 Trojans. In the second half, the Bears trying to tie it up, but Mara Doherty making a diving save for Wayzata. Less than 90 seconds left in the game, Olivia Musser's crossing pass headed in by Ruby Stauber for a 2-0 lead. And the Wayzata Trojans are state champions for a second straight year and the 7th time overall, and we will hear from the Trojans coming up later in the show.
The top 2 seeds made it to the finals in the state Class A girls soccer tournament, and it was a rematch of last season. Top-ranked Benilde St. Margaret's faced number 2 Blake. The Bears get on the board first. Ball will come to Hannah Rudolph. Her long shot is off the crossbar and right to Lydia Sutton, who buries the rebound. Blake leads 1-0 11 minutes into the match. Benilde ties it up 13 minutes later. Dana Buckhorn's free kick deflects to Kelly Panic, who scores. The junior ties the match at 1, and that's the score at halftime. Second half, and Haley Jarabek with the flip throw-in, and Panic with a beautiful header scores her 21st goal of the season to make it 2-1 Red Knights. Blake later ties it, and the match goes to sudden death overtime where Benilde wins. Buckhorn's free kick goes off a Blake defender and into the net for a 3-2 Red Knights victory. They win state. Nice recognition for one of the school's girls teams.
Somehow the girls teams always get kind of pushed aside there. Our girls soccer team, we haven't won our girls soccer team. We go here almost every year, but we can't pull it out. And finally, it's nice to not be the joke of the school, or the joke of the joke team that gets every year but can't finish. I mean, it's just fun to be a part of it.
Now to volleyball, where 2 local squads qualified for section finals. Number 2 seed Osseo came in as an underdog against top seed Blaine in section 5-3A. The Orioles lost to the Bengals during the regular season. A good start for the Orioles. Perfect pass, set, and then the kill by Jackie Jones for a point early in game 1. Megan Pekarek sets the ball to Phyllis Webb for the big kill, and Osseo is up 18-16. The Bengals come back to tie, and they take the lead on that 8th serve. It's 23-22 Blaine. But Osseo ties it, goes ahead, and when the hit by Sierra Trost sails wide here, Osseo had won game 1, 26-24. The Bengals come back in game 2. Quick set goes to Taylor Morgan for the kill, and it's 7-5 Blaine. Pekarek sets up Webb for an attack down the line for a point, tying the game at 8. But Blaine pulls away from there. Jessica Jorgensen drops one in deep for a point as Blaine wins 25-17, tying the match at a game apiece. Third game, and an ace serve from Rebecca Hawkins puts Blaine ahead 16-9. The Bengals go on to win game 3. No return an Orioles overpass. And when Osseo can't recover here, Blaine had the win 25-19 to go up 2-1. And the Bengals take game 4 as well. They advance to state. Osseo finishes the season with an 18-11 record.
In Section 6-3A, Hopkins and defending state champ Eden Prairie had split 2 regular season matches. They met up with a trip to state on the line. The Royals hoping to contain Eden Prairie standout Sarah Wilhite. It's mostly EP in the first game. Emily Copy's tip is blocked by Erin Schwartz as the Eagles win 25-16. Vicki Swenson's Royals start slow in the second but roar back. A lucky one here as Wilhite's hit bounces off Ingrid Werner's chest but falls in for a point and a 16-14 Hopkins lead. Samantha Seliger Swenson sets to Copy for the cross-court kill and a 22-17 lead. Hopkins rallies to win game 2, 25-19. They start well in the third game. Alexa Cornish with a nice dig, leading to a Nora Reed kill off the blockers. Hopkins has all the momentum, and they lead at 14-7 at this point. But after trailing throughout, including 24-22, Eden Prairie responds. Lefty Lisa Hallstrand sneaks one through the blockers on game point as the Eagles score a big rally to win 27-25. In game 4, they go with the quick middle set to Schwartz for the kill here. And Wilhite seems to score all of the clutch points for Eden Prairie. Hopkins falls one match short of the state tournament, losing this one in 4. And a good season for Hopkins, John. And actually, they really had a chance. Games 3 and 4 were ones that they definitely could have had, but Eden Prairie pulled them out in the end.
I think probably feeling like Wayzata did a round before against Hopkins. Close, but couldn't finish it. Osseo starting strong, thought maybe they could pull the upset, but Blaine is a good team. Straight ahead in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet an unsung member of the Totino Grace football family. His story is next. Maytham M hasn't played a single down for the Totino Grace football team. He's in his 3rd year with the Eagles program. But in this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet a 16-year-old whose determination off the field is an inspiration to his teammates. He is one of those behind-the-scenes kids who is vital to the success of virtually any high school athletic program. 16-year-old Maytham M is one of 2 managers for the Totino Grace football program. The high school junior is a jack of all trades at practice and before, during, and after games.
There's a lot of stuff in a football program, just a lot of stuff, field equipment and personal equipment, locker room stuff. And so we have 2 great managers, he and Ben Olson, who's a senior, and they do a great job for us.
We get all the players ready, we give them tape, we get all the water ready and stuff and get them on the field. And I'm usually the ball boy at the game, so I take care of that.
Maytham's been around the Eagles program for a long time. His older brother Ibrahim was a wide receiver for Grace. To Maytham, nothing beats game night.
I love it. The atmosphere is great. Players are awesome to be around. Coaches are just great. Everybody's just enthusiastic. Let's go! I love watching football, especially high school football. This is that first stage where it's just awesome to watch, and you just get to see the players up close, and you get to be around them, and it's awesome.
Maytham says he would have loved to have followed his brother's footsteps and wear the navy and gold on Friday nights, but his health won't allow it.
So when I was 5 years old, I was diagnosed with hypertension, and throughout my life, I've had angiograms and surgeries.
At the Mayo Clinic in 2007, Maytham had surgery on his right renal artery. In 2009, a narrowing of his aorta was discovered, which prompted another surgery. After what he called a healthy 2010, some of the symptoms associated with his illness returned last year.
Every day I'm usually feeling symptoms. At least once a day I'll get a headache and stuff, and I just be out of it. My calf sting is usually a symptom that can't be taken care of unless I do have surgery. So whenever I run and stuff, it's always an issue that comes.
Yet through all his struggles, his coaches and teammates say he never complains.
Our players just like him because he's a good guy. I mean, what's not to like? And we respect him because he's tough. He's shown that kind of toughness that football players admire.
We always try to make him feel welcome, and we all like him. And we don't try to treat him any different just because he maybe has something wrong with him, but we just try to treat him as one of the guys.
Last year I missed quite a bit of games and quite a bit of practices, and the days that I could come, football was a big reason why I was coming. I really loved being around the players. They were just so awesome to be around, and they were just asking me how am I doing, and coaches are so loving and stuff, and they're just so caring. They just were like, how's it going? Can we do anything for you?
Visits to a series of doctors in 3 states over the years has produced one positive for this Brooklyn Park teen, a career path.
I think I've had a lot of experience with it, and I've seen all kinds of doctors, and I'm just happy. All my doctors have been great and stuff, and I think, I don't know, it's just a very interesting field to me. I don't know, just the way everything works.
The missed days of school and the aches and pains get old, but in the end, Maytham knows he's surrounded by his best friends.
It gets really frustrating, and it gets even more frustrating when I'm missing out on football games and stuff. It's a big reason why I love coming to TG and stuff, and but coaches and players and football team, my school, they're all holding me up. So it's great.
A surgical procedure is scheduled to be done at the Mayo Clinic in the coming months to help relieve some of Maytham's symptoms and pains. Eagles play Apple Valley in the state Class 5A quarterfinals Friday night. Jay talks with a couple of players from state champion Wayzata girls soccer team when Sports Jam returns.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. For the 7th time in school history, the Wayzata girls coming away with a state championship after a 2-0 win over White Bear Lake. We're joined by a couple of the Trojans that helped to make it happen, starting with Kylie Schwartz, and a 4th time in the championship game for you, 3rd title. How does this one compare to the others?
There's really nothing compares to it. I think that, each one is special in a different way, and I think that overall it's just the most amazing feeling in the world.
Kiana, how about for you? I mean, obviously you've been around this program for a while, getting a 3rd chance to play in this game. As a senior, does it feel a little bit different?
Definitely, especially with 15 of us seniors. It's very special. It's a great feeling.
You came into this one, obviously they played you a little bit tougher than what the last few teams had been able to do. Were you expecting that in the championship?
We knew there would be a very physical team. We knew that they wouldn't go down without a battle. So we came in ready to fight, just put away our chances, and we did. So.
How special was this whole season for your team? I mean, you had some bump or two along the way, but did that make it a stronger group as a whole?
Yeah, we definitely learned from those games where we fell apart maybe a little bit. Even those games that we lost, we learned from them. We came back and we won a state title, so obviously we build from those mistakes that we've made through the season.
Kylie, the one goal that you got in the first half stood up for a long time until you guys added one at the end. It was kind of an unusual goal. Take me through that play.
The ball went back to our defense, so as a forward, I was kind of just making sure I wasn't offsides, and Katie played the ball over the top, and it got a lucky bounce over the top, and I knew I was in, so I just ran onto it, got a good touch, and then finished my chance.
Did they frustrate you guys at all, because the chances weren't coming quite as often as they had been in the previous couple?
Yeah, they definitely played really good defense, and I think for the past 2 or 3 weeks we've played teams where the games have been 6-7, 1 or nothing, and we weren't used to a game where it was going to be like a 1-2-0 game, and I think that that kind of caught us off guard a little bit, but I think we played well and finished our chances.
Can you sum up what it's meant to be a part of Wayzata girls soccer over your career now?
I don't think words can describe the feeling and being a part of this great team, and it's a great community. Our fans are great, the school is great, the girls are absolutely amazing. I've never been on a team that I've been so close to the girls. We hang out all the time after school and stuff like that, and I think that it's unbelievable.
Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
And Kiana, how about for you? How would you sum up your time as a Trojans girls soccer player?
I loved every minute of it. I wouldn't have wanted to play with any other team besides the team that I was just playing out there. We've grown into a family almost, a bunch of sisters, so it was a lot of fun.
All right, congratulations on a great performance all season.
Thank you so much.
All right. Wayzata back-to-back state championships 3 times in 4 years. The Trojans win it over White Bear Lake 2-0. We'll be back to put the finishing touches on Sports Jam right after this.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and live stream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Our game of the week is State Class 6A football quarterfinal action as Wayzata takes on Eastview. The game is Friday afternoon at 5 at the Metrodome. Watch the replay Saturday at 8:30 and 11 p.m. or Sunday at the same times here on Channel 12.
And that will do it for this week's show.
Next week, we'll have state football quarterfinals plus section swimming. See you next time on Sports Jam.